Hello, I just got off the phone, probably about a 45-minute phone call with one of the members of the congregation who is now entering what we call a desert. And I remember my father, Paul Schrader, pastor of our shepherd for about 48 years, who would discuss going through the desert. And in the Bible, you will see people that had desert experiences. Now, we had the entire house of Israel who went into the desert and because of their sin were forced to wander in that desert for 40 years. But there's other individuals, some of the prophets. Jesus went into the desert for a period of time where he was harassed by Satan and literally spiritually fought with Satan. And the desert represents usually a time of testing, physical, spiritual testing, sometimes moral testing. And it's good to remember that just as the people in the Old Testament and in Christ's day walked and wandered from place to place, eventually you have to cross a desert. You go through a barren stretch. John the Baptist was out in the wilderness, it was called. That was kind of like a rocky, barren place. And we all end up going through deserts. It sounds strange. Today is, as I look out the window, a chilly fall day, and pretty soon we're going to be experiencing some sleet, snow. The days will come when the real cold will be here and we'll be shoveling or snow blowing and all. And you wonder, how can you think of deserts in a climate like this? Well, the answer is it's a real spiritual thing. And all of us at times go through these periods of testing. We can be attacked by Satan, false guilt and temptations, and we can feel weakened and even physically struggle. I encourage you that if you have ever really had feelings such as, I don't even know if it's worth getting out in bed in the morning, and I don't even know why I go on, and if these are persistent thoughts, you might be dealing with depression and might have a mental health consideration, a health concern. So then reach out for help and get help with it. But as I was thinking with this member, we spent time talking and I tried to encourage them and prepare them for the valley, for the struggle, for the emotional trial it's going to be, where you just don't even feel like you want to go on. And I've had individuals tell me, I just want to die. I don't see this as ever getting better. And we have to encourage them and tell them the Lord has better days for you. The Lord has good planned for you. And even though you feel like this at the moment, trust in God. Now, sometimes that trust means that He will invite them home to their eternal home. But many, many times, this person does come through it. And they just need a partner. They just need some friends to pull up alongside them and go through the journey with them. And so that's what I'm doing for this person. They're going to call a couple of times a week and we'll talk. And if it's a good week, we'll celebrate. And if it's a tough week, we'll commiserate. And we'll get through it this way. They'll know they're not alone. They're not abandoned. And this is something you could do too. When you know somebody who is going through the desert, through the struggle, through the trial, open your eyes to it. Did they lose a loved one? Did they have an illness or getting treatments for? Be there for them and do a lot of listening, sometimes less talking, more listening. And in that way, you can walk with them through their desert until they get to a more beautiful place. I hope that God can use you in that way as a Christian to encourage others. Blessings.